Back from the dead.
Hey yo people, welcome back to FullStack. My name is ZloYxp. Yay, we are at spawn. That's right. This right here, behind my back, is a spawn portal. Since when, might you ask? Well, ever since the Dragon Temple got finished. I'm as surprised as you are, guys. This is freaking amazing. I even whipped out shaders for this thing. Admittedly, these particular shaders are not exactly something to write home about, but they are rather CPU efficient, which all that I really need from my shaders right now. I mean, yeah, basic shadows would be nice, but that apparently overloads my GPU. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, right, the friggin' Dragon Temple, look at it! Holy cow, it looks amazing! I cannot believe that I basically missed the point where it got finished. And look at this, right there, we have something new. Something entirely new and rather amazingly big. By the way, see that Kali kitten head? It's actually, I placed it there. Don't tell anybody. Okay, so where was I? Oh right, holy cow, this is amazing. Yep, this is our new FullStack Spawn Town Hall. Can you imagine that? Apparently that's where our admins will rule the server from. So if I ever need a target for a carpet bombing, I know where to come. I know where to fly to. And yeah, we have signs all over the place. And we basically are here because I have a promise to fulfill. I promised you guys that today, in this very episode, I mean in the next episode, we will build my very own spawn house. A place like a home away from home, basically. A place away from place, so to speak. And I actually found a place for it. Imagine that. A place where I want to place it. I should stop saying place. Basically a plot where I want to plot it. to plop it, just plop the entire building from the sky. Just somewhere around here. So I'll be a neighbor to Chameleon Hidden, to the town hall. So I will not even need to carpet bomb it. I will just probably, I could probably fire it, like blow it up with a rocket launcher from my very own window, or something like that. I'll be a neighbor to whoever lives in this house. I cannot for the life of me figure out who it is. And I will be a neighbor to Rain, which means that if we ever again engage each other in the in the prank war, at the very least I will not have to go too far away. Alright guys, now let me quickly know on some wait, no, that's not pork chops, that's steak. Let me quickly know on some steak. Let me put my Vogue armor and Vogue pants on. I love the sound of putting armor on myself. And let's get going with the build. Alright, first things first. We want to plan this out, sorry. So the entrance will be somewhere around here. So plop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plop. Then we'll have a gap. Yeah, a gap. 1, 2. And the same will happen on this side. Well, not exactly the same. We have a gap, 1, 2, boop, one block gap, boop, 2 block gap, boop, and basically we need to repeat the very same process from all other sides. Overall, we will be building something rather medieval, rather fantasy, and rather colorful, because I actually wanted to make this out of colored clay. I even got some clay from the Mesa biome, except that I still need some lapis lazuli. I wonder who I should steal it from. Alright, next we want to raise all of those posts, sorry, not pots, plots. Come on, Zlo, you can English today. Next, we want to raise all of those posts up to 4 blocks high, like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, this is one of my old habits from where I was an architect for a build, for a town on a massive Russian multiplayer server, multiplayer survival server even. Every time I do something like that, every time I need to make a bunch of posts, I always end up making this into some kind of weird parkour challenge, at which I fail miserably. Alright, next we want to basically figure out the foundation and the support, not pillars, but support beams, some kind of that more durable material around our place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this kind of corner, and at the very least 1 block of stone bricks all around the place. Basically, stone bricks is, well, it's rather good for medieval stuff, first of all, and second of all, it looks heavy. That's my absolutely favorite thing about this kind of block. It looks heavy, it looks bold, you can see it instantly somewhere next to more darker stuff. And yeah, of all the gray blocks in the game, stone bricks are most definitely my favorite toy to play with. Also, I really like them as this more noble material that also is really simple to get. Okay, next let's add some relief to the whole thing by adding 1 more pleasure plate. No, wait, those aren't pleasure plates, there's stone brick slabs, yes. 1 more slabs down under each and every upper stone brick block, except for the corner ones. For some reason, the corner ones in this particular build, they don't need any additional attention brought to them. Yep. So basically, we do this kind of thing all around the place, and it should add some, I don't know, some kind of interest to the whole build. It will look it will make it look kinda better, okay, kinda more interesting. And plop 1 here, a bit higher than anywhere else, and 1 here, a bit higher than anywhere else. Because honestly, on this particular house, the side sides will actually look better than the longer sides. Heyo! Rain, I stole your lapis. What you gonna do about it? Speaking of lapis, we will need two different kinds of blue in this particular thing. We will need light blue and, well, just blue, not light blue. Even though blue looks in this game, blue clay in this game looks purple, we can live with it, and we will live with it. In fact, that's kind of how we're gonna live in this particular house. And if you are building this at home, well, you probably aren't building this at home, because why would you need to build it if you're already at home? You already have a home. But if you're building this at home, you might want to use a different type of clay, simply because I'm building out of blues because of the way my banner looks, because of the way my entire, well, build style looks. I just want this to be reminiscent of my base. You might want a different color, so choose a color that has a lighter alternative. In example, just green and lime green, red and pink, I don't know, orange and hardened clay orange, something like that. Simply because we're gonna build this this way. The first story will be all about Pinocchio and how. No, the first story will be more about the blue stained clay. clay, and the upper story will be made out of light blue, basically creating the illusion that the lower story is heavier and more sturdy, while the upper is more sunburned, but also more lighter and way more comfy. So that's the idea, and no one can prove otherwise. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically do this all the way up. Not really. Not unless we run out of clay. And once we do it, it's unnecessary to do it here right now, simply because we aren't exactly walking on the sides, the longer sides, as I call them, right now. But I will do it anyway. Give me a moment. There. And now we can put exactly one layer of lighter color around here in those gaps, just to get a taste of how it's gonna look, of how our two colors will gonna go together. And I already know how they're gonna go together. They're gonna go together gorgeously, simply because, well, it's blue and light blue. It has no reason to not not go together gorgeously. So let's see. Boop boop. Boop boop. Delete this one. And yeah, it looks alright. I mean, it will look better once we add more details, but it looks alright. Okay, now's where the fun starts. And when I say the fun, I mean the pain, because now we're basically starting the roof. Yes, already. Yes, this house is like 60 to 70% the roof. Everything else is just, you know, it's like 30% the basement and 70% the roof. There's no actual house in there. So we do this kind of thing, and that's kind of where the window is going to go. And now we step back one block into the wall, and we have to place several blocks higher. I say several because I actually have no freaking idea how many. So now we need to go down a bit. Okay, and we do basically this. Block. Block. Well, it's not a block, it's half a block, but you get the point. And half block. Yes, and the same basically on the other side. Let's see, half block, block. Okay, this is gonna be the outline of our roof, and this is where it's gonna start, and it's gonna go woo, and it's gonna be all like a hyperbola, or is it a parabola? I don't know, one or the other. It's gonna be all mathematical and stuff. So I actually kind of memorized the way it went from the time I've built this in creative, because I had this thing basically planned. No, that's Rain's. We don't want to throw away free of Rain's lapis. It's offensive enough that I stole it from him. We don't want to make it even more offensive by throwing it away. So the way I memorized it is now we want to go stair, one more stair, then we want to go then we want to go upside down, block, stair, block, stair, and now we probably want to go another two stairs. Can we do it? Can we? Yes, we can. So now it all comes together in the end. Even though in the end, it doesn't even matter. Just as Linkin Park told us. The roof is pretty much finished. It's all over the place. It's done. All that's left to do for me is fill in all the holes in the walls with this light blue stained clay. And there you have it, guys. This house is pretty much complete. Yep, it doesn't have windows, it doesn't have any interiors, just yet, but we'll work on this maybe some other day, because I really just don't have any resources to go interior decorating right now. Now, what I especially like about the other side of this side of the house is this tiny bit of realism called a furnace. Well, an oven. Well, it's a chimney. Okay, a chimney. That's right. Because well, on one side I didn't know what to put here compared to the other side, because on the other side there's a window. On this side I was like thinking, I cannot do just the same thing. I have to create something different. So I went for a chimney, and the chimney looks pretty freaking awesome, in my honest opinion. I like this little bit of realism that a house needs a chimney, just in case it gets cold. I mean, I can forgive that particular house for not having a chimney, because it looks more modern, so it might have a different way of heating itself. I can't really forget this house for not having a chimney, because it's a house near a river. If it gets cold, the owner of this house will freeze to death, but that's none of my business. My particular house has a chimney, so I will probably not hibernate in the cold this winter. Now, on the inside there's not much just yet, only some trash blocks, and we will definitely work on the inside of it the other day. But for today, this is pretty much it. Let me know if you like this more let's buildy type of an episode. Usually I just build those houses off camera, but this time I felt like this house kinda deserves a let's build of his own. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Please do leave a comment telling me if you do like this kind of episode, if you kind of enjoy watching me build and share my building secret techniques. I don't have any. This has been Building with Keralis. This has been FullStack. My name has been ZloYxp. To be continued.